Welcome to Coach and Company, presented by...
Good, everybody, and welcome into a big, huge, whatever adjective you want to call it, day here at BTT Studios. Mondays is always our busiest day, but before we get to that, I'm going to need your help today. If you are watching on YouTube, I encourage you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Stadium and Bally Sports Live, we love all of you there as well. So that means that we really got to have a lot of energy today. Super positive, because I'm a little bit tired this morning. Because your boy, and you know what my motto is, Dad comes first, everything else comes second. And yesterday, I was on the bag for win number one as a junior. My boy, JJ, getting it done. An even par 72. Now, I may take some of the credit, but he hit all the shots. Incredible score. Could have been 2 or 3 under, but an amazing day. So I want to give him a shout out because I'm super proud of what he's been able to do in the world of golf. Now, here at the Brand, coming off an incredible weekend. Yesterday, I continue my heater. I came into the weekend 12-4. I come out, did not lose even one game over the weekend. Mikey last night, 4-2 on our Sunday night football show. Also, our parlays yesterday. 2 of them hit, including a plus 500. So a really solid day from the entire team here at Coach and Company. Now, today, the schedule. 5 big shows coming out of this studio. In addition to this, we've got a podcast to support the morning show, about 20 to 30 minutes at 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. Then on Sirius XM, channel 156, 2 to 4 Eastern. It is all about Off the Ropes. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern, it is Coach and Bro. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern time, it is the Monday Night Grind. So whatever you like. If you like sports, awesome, we got you. If you like wrestling, awesome, we got you. If you like to have a good time, awesome, we got you. Now, throughout the week, we always do premium pop-ups. It pays for itself in 1 or 2 live plays. Ask any of our premium members. They have a star next to their name in the chat. They have a great time every single time. This week, might do 2 days, might do 3 days. Who knows? Whatever we decide, if you turn on your notifications, then you would know every single time we have a show. All right, this week also 3 different merch drops are coming. Indiana fans, if you're out there watching right now, I promise you want to see what we have being released later today. But scan that QR code. If you get a piece of merch, send us a picture. We'll throw it right up on the graphic with you as well. All right, I believe that's all the housekeeping and as fast as I could possibly do it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on a Monday, we have a ton to get to. Coming up in 45 minutes, the NBA Showcase. Every single night, there's a nationally televised game. Tonight, Monday Night Football. Coming up in 30 minutes, it's the Cowboys and the Raiders. It's a must-win for both teams. Also, the Weekend Rewind. And there's tons of sports news coming out of every single sport, it seems like. So, without further ado. Oh, they're ready. They're ready. It's time to beat the books. Oh, and look who I've got today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start right next door. He's our numbers guy for a reason. I feel like he needs us today. He needs it. Put him in your thoughts. Put him in your prayers. He's our numbers guy for a reason. Rafael Esparza. Good morning to you, my good friend.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. We're looking for good results all day, not just tonight. All day we're looking for good results, and I think we're going to have good winners all day today as well.
Great promo there, Rafael. Great promo. Now, right next door, this man is always busy in the ATL. He goes by one name and one name only. Good morning, Zeno.
Morning, everybody. Great to be with you, coming off another very profitable and successful weekend. And, I found out something pre-show I didn't know that, if you call an NBA player a certain name, it gets him very upset. I'm very excited to talk about this later.
That'll be coming up for our YouTube viewers later in the hour. I'd probably be a little ticked off, too. We'll explain later in the show. Now, you may not like World Cup qualifiers, but I love World Cup qualifiers. And the international break, all those cappers go to the side. but not our cash register. Say good morning to the man from the dirty, Big Chuck. Good morning.
Morning, Coachman Company. European World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, they have been quite nice to us, but there's nothing like the real thing coming back this weekend. So excited to get that back and a little Footy Friday. And plus, we have plenty of other opportunities in other sports. Excited to get it going, Coachman.
Translation, follow my man on the socials and his side hustle as well. Now, this last man, he's live from Memphis, Tennessee. He's a host of Weekday Wagers every single day, unless Mark's hosting. Say good morning to DG. Good morning, D.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, guys. It was a great weekend, and honestly, sports are out of control right now. I love every minute of it, so excited to talk about those Cowboys tonight.
How about them Cowboys? All right, gentlemen, we actually have a couple of days here where we're getting our momentum going. Let's not let today be the day that stops us. So I have one very simple question. Oh, I had a feeling. DG wants all the smoke this morning. Best bets, go.
When you look at NBA basketball, what do you think of? Yet nobody plays defense. So I'm going to target the first quarter scoring here. I'm going to start with the Clippers going to the 76ers here. First quarter over 52.5. It's at minus 110. The Clippers score almost 30 points a game at 29.6, but they allow 31.3. Philly scores over 30, allows over 30. So that only adds up to 60 points. So why not go ahead and go with the over 52.5 at minus 110? Now let's go to the other game. We have the Hornets going to Toronto. First quarter over again at 57.5. It's at minus 110. Charlotte allows 33.5. They score 33.4. LaMelo's coming back. Toronto isn't bad either. They're 30 plus as well. I like this over at 57.5 at minus 110 for the Hornets and the Raptors.
This is such a smart way to go about NBA games. It really, really is. They have been, it seems like every single game, it gets off to a red hot, fast start. And there's been like 60 plus. It seems like every game on the board. It feels that way. Yeah. Great job, DG. All right, let's come right next door. Big Chuck, two big plays. We got the ice. We got football. Talk to me.
NHL, Vancouver, Florida, and I'm just going to keep riding these Canucks games for goals. They've went over in 9 straight and 5 straight on the road. Go ahead and give me play number 1 of the week, the over 6 in Sunrise tonight. Then we had to have some NFL, Cowboys, Raiders, in what should be a barn burner. And I'd like the Cowboys on this fast track to get their fair share of points. Give me Cowboys team total over 26.5. They come in averaging 29.2 points on the season.
You're the first one that I've heard call it a barn burner tonight there in Las Vegas. Great stadium. Second straight home of WrestleMania. We'll see if tonight there's any exciting fireworks that happen in Las Vegas. All right, let's go upstairs. Raphael, my guy, you also have 2 plays for us today. Let's go.
Yeah, Vegas has a great stadium. It rained in Vegas Stadium for 2 days with all the rain Las Vegas had, so that was kind of weird seeing that. But our first play is the Cowboys first half, minus 2.5 at minus 110. It's plain and simple. Dak Prescott versus Geno Smith. And I'm going to take Dak Prescott to start off hot, and Geno Smith will throw a pick, and we'll probably get a pick 6, and we're probably going to be up pretty big by halftime. Dallas 6-0 against the spread on Monday Night Football road games. I like Dallas first half, probably Dallas for the game if I can maybe buy a half a point and just lay the 3. And then NBA, why not play every team total over, especially this one? There's so many NFL prop bets I wanted to play, but I'm taking Heat team total over 120.5. They are averaging 129.5 points at home this year. Heat's 5 wins this year. They're averaging 132 points a game. I like the Heat to win, and I like this game to fly over.
Wait a second. That's what I'm talking about, Chuck. Do we say it all with me? Have a little Monday morning synergy.
We got it.
We nailed that one.
I think we nailed it. Because I am on the Heat and the Knicks this time in South Beach over 241.5. They can't make this total high enough. 2 nights ago, let me check my notes. Oh, yes, it was these same 2 teams. They scored 272 points on Saturday. at Madison Square Garden without Jalen Brunson in the lineup. I actually think they play faster without him in the lineup. So why wouldn't we run it back? Because I've nailed their overs the last 3 times they have played. Miami will score over their team total tonight. They will take this game way to the over tonight. Love that one as play number 1. Then the Pacers are a sneaky bad defensive team. Their last 3 totals in their last 3 games, let me look at my notes. 240, 231, 278. Pistons are a very welcome dance partner. So it's a very modest 228.5. I love these 2 overs tonight. And I believe that I'm on a Raphael 14-4 or 15-4 heater right now.
I think 15-4, if I'm not mistaken.
15-4. Lead by example, boys. Lead by Was that an eye roll, Zeno? Did I just see an eye roll?
No.
Oh, I believe I did. All right, Mr. Eye roll. You're up. You're going to bring in the train. Bring in the horse. Let's go.
I'm all for leading by example. Gloating by example is a whole different category that you've entered into. So there is that. But you and I have a little synergy. Okay?
Oh.
Because Pistons, team total over 120.5.
Let's go.
Because the Indiana Pacers have what you would call absolutely the worst defense in the NBA. I would also co-sign laying 10.5 for the Pistons because the Pacers have lost 5 straight games by double digits here, but I don't like laying big numbers here. My biggest concern is that the Pacers offense is so bad that the pace will die and the Pistons won't go over. But considering Indiana's giving up 123 points per game, Detroit, team total over 120.5. And then let's go to college hoops. You guys heard of Gonzaga? Yeah, it's all the way out there in the Pacific Northwest. Their team total tonight, 98.5. We tried to do this last week, remember, with Texas A&M when their team total was like 98.5, and we took the under, and guess what happened? They had a 58-point second half that got them over 100. Well, we're going to do it again. Gonzaga has only scored 98 points at their max this season in 4 games. Pace should die enough here. Gonzaga's going to win this game handily, but let's say they don't get over 100 here. Team total under 98.5.
Oh, I love watching Gonzaga play, and I believe that's a late game.
Yes.
I think late games. We got it all the way
The
throughout
problem is,
the
Coach,
night.
you got to
What?
stay up late to watch the whole thing. That's why you don't bet these games late.
I hear you. I live in Cali,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like a 7 o'clock start for me. I'm good to go. However, my 5 a.m. wake-ups every day, not so much fun. I love all these picks. I'm going to predict 8-2. I don't know who the 2 losses are. I'm predicting 8-2. 8-2. Now, every single day, we like to look at some dogs. Now, dogs have not been barking very much, but here are our choices. Clippers, the Raiders, or the Knicks. Very modest dogs. Raphael, if you had to, where would you go?
Oh, my twin brother's going to be watching this later, so give me the Raiders. He's a big Cowboy fan. Raiders pull up the W in the Death Star tonight.
In the Death Star. Zeno, where are you going?
Oh, take the Clippers.
You can't go with James Harden. We can't. It's a James Harden free zone.
Well, I'm on the Cowboys tonight, and I don't want the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks, the Knicks are going to win, right? Let's take the Knicks.
Okay, Knicks. They won by 8 on Saturday. Chuck, quickly, where would you go?
I'm going to have to agree. The Knicks has a short dogs on the road. Yeah, give me New York.
All right, 2 for the Knicks. DG.
I'll go the Clippers. I think they are on a back-to-back. Harden probably won't play, but Kawhi could come back, so they could win that game tonight.
Oh, my God. Do you think he feels guilty
No.
every time his paycheck comes
Planting
in?
trees every day. Coach.
Yeah, apparently so. All right, Jalen, great start. Our best bets are going to be red hot still to come. We've got our NBA showcase. Always a nationally televised game every single weekday. We'll focus on that. Also, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Raiders. And we look back at a busy last couple of days in our Weekend Rewind. Just getting started. Coaching Company, Stadium, Bally Sports Live, YouTube, socials. Let's go. All right, you degenerates out there, we continue on here on our YouTube page. And gentlemen, DG, I'll start with you. 5 teams on Sunday, 5 won their games in the last play. It's absolutely bananas what's going on. And that stat right there I thought was incredible. Miami, Houston, Denver, Chicago, and Carolina. Your take?
Yeah, it's showing that there is, like, honestly, just the level of play is evening out a sense. But honestly, you look at some of these coaches and the boneheaded decisions like Mike McDaniel makes, it's just stupid. And that's what leads us into having close games. But the fact that these quarterbacks are leading their teams on game-winning drives are awesome around the league.
Zeno?
This will be a fun chance for me to take a shot at your Chiefs because they keep losing close games, and they're 0-5 after being 11-0 in one-score games last year. They're 0-5 and 5-5 overall, and you out of the playoffs.
I literally said yesterday on the show that they're not very good and that they lose these games for a reason. So I backed it up because I take my fandom out. But thank you for watching the Sunday morning show. Raphael, your take.
These close games killed me yesterday because I had the Seattle Seahawks and they win by 2. That doesn't mean I won or covered at all. So I have scrap paper. Close games killed me yesterday.
What did you just say?
Seahawks covered yesterday.
Yeah. Seahawks lost by 2.
Yeah, they covered.
I mean, I'm sorry, the Rams. The Rams. I had the Rams.
Okay,
My bad.
Okay,
Rams.
that makes
Rams.
more sense. Okay.
It's YouTube only.
That's true.
Way too early for Ralph.
Way too early. Way too early. I tell you what, these teams, I mean, Miami wins in Madrid. By the way, their field is very, very cool. Chicago, the Bears, if only we had a Bears fan in our midst, we could have a take on them being first place all alone. And Dan Campbell. You talk about coaches making bonehead decisions, DG. Dan Campbell. I lost it last night on social media. I couldn't take it. I couldn't watch any more of that nonsense. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Coaching Company here on Stadium and Bally Sports Live. Shout out to everybody. We don't care where you consume us. We care that you consume us, something that the great Colin Cowherd taught me years ago at ESPN Radio. Now, there is a ton of different sports news coming out of this weekend. College football, incredible. NFL, incredible. Boxing, it's time for Weekend Rewind. All right, we've been waiting all year for it. 10, 11 weeks, and we finally got it in an opportunity to not only come in and play, but to win the game. DG, I'm obviously starting with you. Where are you headed this morning?
So we see Dylan Gabriel go out with a concussion around halftime, and then we see our guy, Shedeur Sanders, the king himself. He finally shows up, and the fans go wild, and he goes for a 47 yards, an interception, a 13.5 passer rating. Yeah, he might not have had the first team reps, but we're seeing it's really hard to be a good quarterback in the NFL. But enough of the dumping on him. Let me look at the perspective moving forward. This is a chance for him to get first-team reps in practice all week. Dylan Gabriel probably sidelined with concussion protocol. So it's all in front of him. If he wants the starting spot, if he wants to do the time and wants to show off his watches, go ahead. The time is now to step up. I'm curious if we do see Shedeur Sanders actually show up and show out, because what happened Sunday was just gross.
He the only option at this point? He's got to start next week, right?
He should. I would assume that they're going to hold Dylan Gabriel out because of concussion protocol. I would
think so too. We're going to see a full game from Shedeur Sanders. I wonder how much the pregame shows will be focusing on that. Lazy producing. All right. So we go from Shedeur Sanders to my guy Zeno, because yesterday, and I also called this on the morning show on our Sunday. I said, it feels like a game where the Bills are going to bust out offensively. They'll win by double digits. Raphael, you remember when I said that yesterday morning, that exact quote?
Yep.
And what ended up happening? 44. They win by 12. Once again, I'm right. But Zeno, something else happened in this game too. Where are you heading this morning?
I don't know, just a quasi-historic performance from Josh Allen, including tying Cam Newton for the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback ever in NFL history. Josh Allen's back in the MVP race, folks, right where he should be. And the bottom line here is that after 6 touchdowns yesterday, 6 by himself, 3 passing and 3 rushing, we're forgetting that he still is the best quarterback in the league. Enough of this Drake May malarkey that he's going to win the MVP. It really will end up being a 2-horse race when it's all said and done between Matt Stafford and Josh Allen. And oh, by the way, if somehow the Patriots slip and stumble and the Bills beat them in the head-to-head matchup again, there is a legitimate chance here that Josh Allen, if they take the AFC East crown once again, will be the MVP when it's all said and done.
Good chance. Right now, New England 9-2, Buffalo 7-3. So they're basically 1.5 games back because New England has not had their bye as of yet. Raphael, coming over to you because in college football, things are getting very, very interesting. Where are you heading today?
I'm still going to where college game day was at. Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. People were saying, oh, Pittsburgh can get this game maybe to knock Notre Dame out of the college football playoffs. And what did the Fighting Irish do again? Win by double digits. Remember week 2 when Texas A&M beat them 41-40? We're all like, oh, this Notre Dame team is garbage. They're not going to make the college football playoff. Well, they've won 8 straight. And all 8 of them by double digits. The best part of Notre Dame's win against Pittsburgh, that probably knocks SEC not getting 5 teams in, only 4, and I can cash my 4.5 under on the SEC teams going into college football playoff.
Well, I think Texas helped you out a little bit there too as well, laying that egg at Georgia. They needed a close loss, but they are done. And Arch Manning, my goodness, it's really hard to watch. What you think? 5 teams, Zeno? Still?
Yes, still, absolutely,
including 5. Texas.
If Texas beats A&M, they're going to get in as a 3-loss team. You're only getting 1 ACC team. You're only getting 1 Big 12 team. Notre Dame, group of 5. That's 4 right there. Then you have 8 spots between the SEC and the Big 10. Unless how Michigan or Notre Dame, Michigan or USC sneaks in, because they both, if they run the table, there's a great chance that they'll both be in. Then it would be 4. But other than that, 5 from the SEC, 3 from the Big 10, and then 4 more.
Okay, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss. Those 4 are locks. So we'll see if that third one comes in. But that's a really good case for it. I will tell you that much. All right, it is my turn. And sometimes in life, you want to applaud people for taking a chance. You want to applaud people for putting themselves out there. Like we do every single day as we want to make this show in the next 5 years the #1 remote show in America. That's our goal. That's what we strive every single day when we get up and grind. Thank you, Zeno. I also applaud Jake Paul because up until now, he has gone out there and made a ton of money, had a lot of spectacles. The Mike Tyson one broke the internet with Netflix. But everybody's been saying, how about he fight a real fighter? How about he go out, not a YouTuber, not a guy that's over the hill, not a guy that's 50 years old? Well, guess what? He now has signed up for the fight of his life. And Anthony Joshua probably right now is laughing because he had never thought about stepping in the ring with Jake Paul. But guess what? You can laugh all you want. Jake Paul as a promoter is better than anybody out there. But now he's got to put the gloves on against the former heavyweight champion of the world. The same man who knocked out Francis Ngannou, who holds the Guinness Book of World Records for hardest punch ever. And he put him on his back. Jake Paul, I give you all the credit in the world. December 19th, I'll be watching. Well, all of you. Now, there is one team in the NFL that is head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFC North. And I don't think any of us guys could have predicted what is going on in the Windy City. Oh, no. Right in the middle of my flow. Mikey P, what the hell are you doing here? You're not on Mondays.
Listen, I'm just disrupting the show like the Bears are disrupting the NFC North. You're welcome, America.
God. How do
Is there an issue with the first place teams, Zeno?
Whoa. I was going to give you time to cut a promo. You gave me 6 seconds and then went after Zeno. That's not what that's not coaching company like.
That's what Chihuahuas do.
That's what Chihuahuas do. Chihuahuas?
I gotta ask you guys a question. How do you spell Fugazi? Because it's Bears. That's how you spell it.
You don't think the Bears are very good, apparently, Zeno. 7-3.
4 gift wins. Oh, I'm sorry. The Raiders defense couldn't. You trailed to the Raiders in the fourth quarter. You got that one done. Oh, I'm sorry. The Cincinnati Bengals like, hey, guess what? We're up by 14 late. Hey, you go, Chicago. They're Colston Loveland. Oh, the Giants. Like, oh, well, you ever play the Giants? They're great at giving away fourth quarter leads. Have you seen them do that as well? Oh, and then, by the way, the Washington Commanders game. Oh, here's another win for you guys. You
right,
all.
So what are they?
Coach, they have a negative point differential in first place. That means they've given up more points than they've scored. That is the definition of fugazi.
Mikey, would you like to cut a promo now?
No.
No.
Well, I'm just curious. You can have all your stats, but when you lead the league in takeaways on defense, that usually stops the other team from putting up points. When you have a head coach come in his first year and has more wins on the road than the last coach in his previous 3 years combined. When you have a guy who leads the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks in Caleb Williams. Zeno, let me pull back the curtain a little bit here for you. Misery is what I have lived through as a Chicago Bears fan. So let me sit on my high horse today and let me celebrate a team that has lost every single game that you talked about. Every single game you talked about that they won this year, they lost last year. Let me remind you, Zeno, a 10-game losing streak last year. Did you have to go through that? No. All right. But I got to see DG pour ice on himself. So you're welcome, America, and I will enjoy my first place Chicago Bears.
Change that little meter's name
to Mikey P's meter. The Zeno meter is the most popular thing we have on the show right now. It absolutely is. Mikey, that set you off. Zeno just set you off.
What are you supposed to say about a team? Like, they won a game. Is it their fault who they're playing, what the situation is? When you're not used to winning, and I'm not used to winning, I'm going to celebrate every damn win.
We can tell.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell.
Thank you, DJ.
Yeah.
You're on your ass. You're not used to winning.
However, there was a little bit. I mean, we have this right now. We had this over the weekend. Did you guys see what happened between Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Mr. I have my bag. Mr. I'm on the way out of the league. 20 seconds. Zeno, your take. He says I didn't spit. The video clearly says I spit.
Yeah, one of them is Hawk Tua and the other one's not, I suppose, is the best way to look at it. But there will be spit and there will be fines and there will be suspension. So there's that.
DG, your thoughts? I mean, there it is right here coming up. Oh, wow. Now that video, there's a better one if you go to YouTube that is really close that you can actually see the spit. And it's clear as day, DG, that he spit.
Yeah, Jamar Chase for sure spit on him, and he'll be fined because there's cameras everywhere. He knows that he's not going to get away with that one. But I applaud Jalen Ramsey. After you get spit on, as so disrespectful for any human, but grabbing him and then throwing punches or any chance you can get a lick in, yeah, I applaud Jalen Ramsey for going at him.
And normally because of his reputation, Raphael, I got 20 seconds for you. Everybody blames Ramsey all the time.
Pretty easy what Ramsey said. Football was out the door when I got spit on. Perfect example.
Yep.
There you go. Gentlemen, well done on We Can Rewind. Mikey, thank you for joining us. He'll be dropping off for the second part of the show. Still to come on the other half. It is Monday Night Football, and I will not allow on this show anyone to say it's a crappy game, anyone to say nobody cares. These are two OGs. These are the Cowboys. These are the Raiders. We get up for this game right here at the show. Then Bucks and Cavaliers, one of 8 NBA games on the docket. And I'll be honest, NBA's been a ton of fun so far in the early season. We're early in the week. It's Coaching Company Stadium, Valley Sports Live. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page. And I got to tell you, when you think of, and we joke because we like to have a lot of fun around here, but guys, when we look at the first place teams right now in the NFC and the way Philadelphia's defense played last night, Can you argue that the Eagles right now, everything will go through Philadelphia to the Super Bowl? DG, I'll start with you.
Unfortunately, I think that's kind of where we're at, just because of their defense, and we're seeing on the offensive side with Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he's not a great passer, and there's issues on the offensive side just overall. But you have to look at these teams, and honestly, Tampa's the other team I really like, but unfortunately, they're not winning at a high enough level. So at this point, we're looking at everything's going through Philly.
Both are 8-2, Chuck. When you talk about the Eagles and the Rams out west.
I definitely think the Eagles, because of their division, it's a lot kinder to them. I think the Rams will have their stumbles possibly against the Seahawks or 49ers, or against the Seahawks. They could drop one there. So, yes, definitely the Eagles for me.
Kinder would be a nice word when you're talking about the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders,
Yeah, I mean, look, the Eagles' offensive problems are going to come bahave to bite them at some point this year. If it doesn't happen in the regular season, it'll happen in the postseason. It's not an offense that's built to win a Super Bowl. I don't care how good your defense is. I mean, you have got to find better ways to execute offensively. And if you watched the game last night, you see it clearly. Hurts and his receivers are not on the same page. So I don't have a ton of faith in the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not sure everything goes through Philadelphia at this point.
I saw a lot of people complaining because of that last interference call.
Yeah,
The Lions, it was a bad call, but it didn't cost them the game. Dan Campbell essentially lost them the game. He left 9, maybe 12 points on the table last night. If the Lions are going to be considered a favorite, he's got to be a better head coach. That's just what it boils down to. And last night, 5 times, first time in 4 years that they've been stopped 5 times in one game on downs. On downs. It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing display of head coaching, and it made the Eagles defense look world beaters. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are live on Stadium and Bally Sports Live. If you're watching on YouTube, if you could be so kind as to hit the like button on your way in, the first of 5 big shows coming out of our studios today. I need to see my guy Raphael before I get into Monday Night Football, because we always like to add a little bit of homework for my guy to add some good nuggets for all of you at home. So as we head into the last game of week number 11, Raphael, what do you got for me today?
I can't remember the Monday Night Football game this year that has such tightness coming in on both sides. Pretty much 50-60% money coming in on both teams. And the over's been 50-50.5 all week. We haven't seen significant line movement. So keep an eye out for that. See what the public does all day today. I'm going to put focus on 2 Dallas Cowboys wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb receiving yards opened up at 89, or now 89.5 at BetMGM, opened up at 86.5. Can you believe DraftKings has 85.5 and Bet Rivers and FanDuel have 83.5? What are you doing? I don't. That's a weird number of 6 yards a difference. I'll look at that one. And then George Pickens receiving yards 65.5 right now. Opened up at 67.5. Have you not been watching him play? 4 straight. He has hit this number in 7 out of his last 8. And FanDuel has 64.5. I don't understand some of these numbers. I think there's great value in betting prop bets on Monday Night Football.
That's my guy right there. George Pickens is my guy. If he can stop making stupid decisions like putting the ball in somebody's face after he catches an 8-yard out, I would appreciate it. But he's the guy to bet, not CeeDee Lamb. Great stuff by you, Raphael. Raphael will drop into the chat. Any questions for him, he'll answer them for you in real time. All right, time to dive in to Monday Night Football from every different angle. Let's kick it off. But the Cowboys still are very much alive in a playoff discussion, but they need to start going on a run. Still with 5 losses only, and that tie could ultimately help them down the road. But these are games, and I'll start with you, that they have to win. Laying 3.5 on the road. The money line is -190, the total sitting at 50. The only thing I would be hesitant about with the total, Zeno, is the Raiders aren't a very welcome dance partner on the scoring side. What's your initial take on this game tonight?
I mean, I hate the fact that the Cowboys, particularly at -3, which is where I grabbed it, feels too easy. Because whenever it's too easy, you're usually on the wrong side. But that's kind of where it is. I mean, you have to rely on the fact that the Raiders have only held 3 opponents this year to 20 points or less, and the fact that they don't score all that much. I know the Cowboys defense is bad, but it's got reinforcements. Cowboys are coming off a bye. Like, a lot of things lean Dallas here in this spot with their playoff hopes on the line. If they fall 3-6-1, they won't recover. At 4-5-1, they have a shot to sort of sneak their way in with some help going forward. So they know this is a must-win.
That's a great word, a shot. And Big Chuck, we talk about those defensive reinforcements. I wonder how much they'll play tonight, if the new defensive scheme will be an issue. But there is no disputing this will help the Cowboys' leaky defense.
It will definitely help them, but that's a good point. How much will they play? Probably down the line they help a little bit more. I probably incorporate them less in this game, which the Cowboys defense, they can help any team look good. That's why I like points in this one, even the Raiders. I think we see a classic shootout. Plus the Cowboys should have a little motivation after the tragedy that they endured. So that should allow them to come out and have a extra motivation to win this game.
DG, do you agree with that? Do you see points tonight?
I see points tonight, and honestly, I love the Cowboys' look on the defensive side. I think they'll have some of these guys step up. They haven't been great all year, so any extra help at this point, plus the motivation of the passing of Marshawn Nealon at this point, there's a lot of people that were close with him, especially on the defensive side, and so they could have a little bit more energy and and so that might help them. And honestly, I like them covering the points tonight.
Yeah, motivation whenever you have a tragedy, especially in the NFL, we've seen it many times in the past, can really jumpstart a team. And I think maybe that could do it tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Now, let's talk quarterbacks, because sometimes prop betting is the way to go if you don't like the spread, if you don't like the total. And Dak Prescott, I think there's a misconception, Zeno, that he's a guy that goes out there and throws for 350 yards every single game, which is just not the case. But do you like anything when it comes to either quarterback here tonight?
I mean, I would lean Dak over Dak's attempts just because he's been in that range consistently regardless. I mean, I know Javonte Williams has been a good running back for them, but everything goes through Dak. And they're not going to put up points without Dak doing it. Their struggles on the road offensively are noted, and that's typically because they've trailed. I don't know if they'll trail in this game, but if it's close, they're not going to run the ball. They're going to pass the ball, and Dak is where they go.
And that's such an important take, because if they're ahead, then that's when they're a team that will suck the life out of the ball. If they're ahead, if they're behind, they're going to do exactly what Zeno just said, DG, and they're going to throw. So which narrative do we think it's going to be, and which quarterback are you leaning into?
I like the narrative of going with Dak over on his passing yards. I know it's a lot of 258.5. I know that they're looking at the running backs of being on the ground and getting through that. I think that we're looking at Dak here in the air, also on the ground. His number for rushing is 10.5. The Raiders, if you look at them, they're giving up yards in big chunks to the quarterback. So I like him to get it on the ground and in the air.
Perhaps a longest rush, which we may talk about in a second, might be in play for a quarterback or a running back. Big Chuck, when you look at the quarterbacks here, anything that you really like?
Definitely looking at those passing completions. I think if we're going to get the passing yards, we possibly get at least 24 completions. And that anytime touchdown plus 700, I know Dak doesn't run a lot, but around the goal line, he can certainly get one in. That plus 700 is a huge number.
That really, really is. I can see the vision in my head of him scoring third quarter 7-0. Oh, God, I hope they don't do that again. All right, let's flip it over to the running backs. Because we just mentioned Javonte Williams, and he's been one of the bright spots of this offense early in the first half of the season. Then you got the first-round pick on the Raiders side. Zeno, where would you go here?
I mean, this is tough because, I mean, Genti has not been productive, right? Like, just the reality, he's not what everybody expected him to be. And I don't really want to go into a spot trying to chase rushing yards because, again, if Dallas offense does what they're supposed to do, if Dallas gets up to a 14-0 lead early, guess how quickly Ashton Genti's role is going to be minimized in the running game. And so if you're doing Javonte, like, part of it is he could break off a long run. Like, that may be the best play for Javonte is take over 16.5 because if they're moving along offensively, he may break one and have a chance to go. But I don't know if consistently I want to look at Javonte throughout this game because it's the Cowboys on the road, and there's always a crapshoot involved there.
It feels like a flip of the coin sometimes. You're absolutely right. But DG, based off of what Zeno just said, I think the longest rush, and based off of your take, absolutely would marry themselves together tonight.
Yeah, I think you can look at both guys for a longest rush. My favorite would be, because it's such a small number, of the 12.5 for Genty there. The Cowboys, I know they have reinforcements on the line, especially from Quinnen Williams being added since the trade deadline. But you look at that number, 12.5. We're asking for 13 yards from Genty, and the Cowboys have done this in all but one games on the season. Have allowed this to the running back one. I expect him to at least get a 13 yards, some kind of a rush out from the backfield.
All right, let's flip it over now. Big Chuck, I'll start with you. The wide receivers are really where it's at in this game. You've got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens for the Cowboys. You got Brock Bowers, who is an absolute beast. And if people aren't leaning into him, Geno Smith better be looking at him early and often. What do you make of the receivers tonight?
I think CD's going to have a big game. I'm liking that 88.5 receiving yards to go over. That longest reception, I saw Dax was almost 40, but like y'all said, y'all could cut that one almost in half to 26.5, and then anytime touchdown. So there's plenty of opportunities. I think CD goes off tonight.
I think needs to get out of the Old Spice commercials and get into the end zone, because that would make a lot of us happy, Zeno, if he can start to produce at the level that we know his all-pro status needs him to produce at. Your take?
I think the best value here is 100-plus receiving yards at plus 140. Why would I lay minus 120 for him to get to 89?
Mm-hmm.
In reality, the difference of possibly one more catch puts me over 100 for a better payout. I mean, that's the way to go. I'd roll the dice with CD going over 100 yards here tonight against a bad pass defense.
Love that take. That's why you watch live. Hashtag DG. George Pickens, you heard Raphael, his numbers. He's been an incredible number 2 with no issues with his attitude that we've seen other than one or two little things.
Yeah, George Pickens has been really consistent, but if you look at that Raiders defense, they've somehow kept in check a lot of the wide receivers on that side, and so it makes me nervous to go over that number. I think you can catch a better live number on him, but what I would target first is Brock Bowers under. His number now in receiving yards, you can find it at 75.5 on the under, and so that's what I would go, especially against the Cowboys, who surprisingly, they do a lot of bad things, but they guard the tight end position fairly well.
Interesting. What do you make of that, Zeno?
I would look at Trey Tucker as the number one wideout option.
Okay.
That's the way to go for the Raiders. His number is going to be depressed because he all of a sudden elevated to number one now with Jacoby Myers being traded. He's the guy that's actually been getting more targets of Geno Smith than anybody else as of late. In fact, leads the team in receptions to this point. Brock's been injured, so Trey Tucker's where I'd go for Las Vegas.
All right, real quick, and Zeno, I'm coming right back to you. You are a first quarter guy, and tonight, and in these primetime games, we've seen a lot of either slow starts or really, really fast starts. What does your gut tell you?
My gut tells me that Dallas averages the most points in the first half on the road this year at 16.8. And this is also a team, and give me a quick second here to check this, because as far as first touchdowns are concerned, the Dallas Cowboys this year have been very good at the first score of the game, particularly in 3 of their last 5 games they've scored first. So, and they even had a defensive touchdown last time out. So I would look to Dallas early in the first quarter.
Okay. By the way, we'll be here tonight, Monday Night Grind, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Me, Mikey P, Raphael, and Big Tommy C. You know he's going to have a fun fact for you. You know that. But we'll see where the line stands for all of these as we get to the show in about 8 hours from right now. We'll still be grinding. All right, coming up next is the NBA Showcase. And we can criticize the NBA all we want, but they have figured out a way to break through the NFL noise, the college football noise, and that's to play no defense and have a ton of offense. We talk NBA next right here, Coaching Company Stadium, Bally Sports Live. All right, boys, this one just made me laugh. Draymond Green got in an altercation Yesterday, they played in New Orleans, blew out the Pelicans. And this one is in. I'll start with you. Made you laugh. He got in an altercation because a fan was referring to him as Angel Reese, which is just funny when you think about their 2 games and the fact she can't even hit a bunny. Your take on this story?
Yeah, I don't know if he was doing it as much as because it was a female, as much as it is that the female he chose isn't exactly good at making baskets, and neither is Draymond. But the idea that a guy as accomplished as Draymond Green is so thin-skinned and such a little, what's the word we're looking here? Rhymes with itch. How could we even get bothered by that? I think it's funny that the fan said that, but the idea that you just don't keep walking is so emblematic of who Draymond Green is as a person. He's very sensitive.
No doubt. DG, your take?
I hate Draymond Green and everything that involves Draymond Green. And so I can't say anything good about this besides everything that Zeno said is spot on. And this dude just got dunked on by Wemby because he made Wemby mad. And so, yeah, nothing that I see out of this just makes me think anything other than Draymond's an idiot.
Big Chuck, this happened in your backyard. How are we doing this?
If any fan base knows about the comparison is the fine folks in Louisiana. They saw the Bayou Barbie up close and personal. So, but if it wasn't true, he wouldn't get mad about it. He would just laugh it off. So it touched him in a certain sort of way.
See, that's exactly I didn't think about him being touched in a certain sort of way. I thought about him being referred to Angel Reese, and oh my goodness, Seabass. You can't even mention Angel Reese to Seabass. He's the president of the Angel Reese fan club. My goodness. I think about like 10 pairs of her Reeboks were the only 10 pairs that were actually sold. It's crazy.
And her cereal, the Reese's Pieces cereal.
I did not even know that was a thing.
Hold on, Coach. You've never seen the thing on the internet with the
I haven't. We're back live. I haven't in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We'll have Lock It in about 5 minutes. If you missed our best bets at the top of the show, don't worry, we got you. But I've got to get some clarification before we get to the Bucks and the Cavs. I need to see all my guys on the screen because somebody just told me at break, which you can watch on our YouTube channel, that there is a cereal out there from Angel Reese called Reese's Pieces. Is this a thing?
Reese's Puffs, yeah.
Reese's Puffs?
Yeah. I mean, there is a cereal Reese's Puffs, like Reese's Pieces Puffs. My kids eat it all the time. But what's even better is somebody made a video of them picking up a box of Angel Reese's Puffs and trying to throw it in their cart, but kept missing. Over and over and over and over.
You know what? The deep dive after we're off the air today. Please send it to me. It'll save me like an hour. DG, you're my NBA guy. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's perfect stuff, right? That's the meme worthy stuff. But also your guy Seabass, our guy Seabass, has the hoodie. The Reese's Pieces, the Reese's Puffs hoodie. He has the cereal behind him when he films. So yes, he's just on one. I don't get the love.
I didn't know she had her own merch. Big Chuck.
See?
Oh my goodness. Producer man, how good are actually, the picture's pretty good. But who would invest cereal in that? Big Chuck, she's from LSU. Come on.
Bayou Barbie's what they call her. I wasn't aware either. So, hey, I learned something new today also.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's get into at least one game before we get to Lock It in. And tonight, there are 8 games on the NBA hardwood, 1 on the national broadcast. NBC and Peacock, they have Mondays and Tuesdays, which has been awesome. I love their broadcast, all the new innovations. Zeno, let me start with you. The Cavs are favored by 7.5. The Bucks just have not looked very good, even with Giannis in the lineup. The total, this is an average total these days at 234.5. Your take?
Well, these two teams met, I think, in the first week of the regular season, and it was a lower scoring final, but the Cavs were favored by the same number, and the total, I think, was 2 or 3 points lower here. I lean Bucks in this spot, but the Cavaliers' defense has not impressed me so far this year. They can score, but I still look at Milwaukee here with Giannis as giving a team I'd give a slight edge to.
DG, the Cavs kind of remind me of the Heat that nobody realizes how fast they're playing now. And so a lot of their totals have been around the 228 to 232, and then been going into the 240s, the 250s. Do you see that tonight?
I could definitely see that for sure. And obviously, Garland is still out, and you have Donovan Mitchell being the main cog of the wheel there for Cleveland. But if you look at them just against the spread, because that 7.5 number is pretty sizable, they're 1-6 against the spread at home. And honestly, as a favored team, they're 3-9 overall, 4-10 just as against the spread. I like Milwaukee here. They don't have great stats either, but I'm going up against the Cleveland right here that just isn't good against the spread.
I'm still bothered by Donovan Mitchell and what he did last week. It bothers me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. He went to the Louisville game the night before they played in Miami, and then he didn't play in Miami, and he's healthy. It was the front end of a back-to-back. You cannot go watch your alma mater play, get special permission, and then not play. Stop it. All right. Got a couple more things we got to get to. But we have 10 best bets today. I predicted an 8-2 day. If we don't have at least an 8-2 day, then tomorrow morning, I will give away a brand new piece of merch as we have 3 merch drops happening today. So, with all that being said, put it all on the shoulders. Let's lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. DG, my guy, start us off.
Let's start off with some first quarter overs. We're going Clippers at the 76ers, first quarter over the 52.5 at -110. And then we'll go the other game of the Hornets going to the Raptors, first quarter over 57.5 at -110. All of these 4 teams scored 30-plus in the first quarter. They also allowed 30-plus in the first quarter. So I'm going to go ahead and target both of these games to go over in the first quarter.
So smart. Let's go downstairs. Big Chuck, you're up.
NHL, Vancouver, Florida, and I'm just going to keep riding this Canucks train of goals. They went over 9 straight and 5 on the road. Play number 1, the over 6 in Sunrise tonight, and then NFL, Cowboys in Vegas. I think we're going to see a shootout, and I like the Cowboys to put up their fair share of points. Cowboys team total over 26.5 as they average 29.2 on the season. And then World Cup qualifier, I have a little stay on your toes. Czech Republic, Gibraltar. First half, over 2 goals. I think we see a blowout spot, 3 or more in the first half. Once again, European World Cup qualifiers, Czech Republic, and Gibraltar.
All of those games start at 2:45 p.m. Eastern time. Chuck, thank you for that bonus play. Raphael, go.
We're going to take the Cowboys first half -2.5 at -110. 6-0 against the spread on road favorite Monday night games. That's why I'm taking Dallas first half and the game. And then give me the Miami Heat team total over 120.5. No defense will be found anywhere in this game, and the Miami Heat are averaging 129.5 points at home.
And I love when we have a little synergy on the show because I have the Knicks Heat over 241.5. This should be in the mid 240s, but I just don't think the books can take it there because then they're opening up the under way too many ways for an under to come in. And then the Pacers and the Pistons over 228.5. Pacers, terrible defense. The Pistons will run with them, and they've got a lot of young guys who played in the last game without Cade Cunningham that are not scared. They're not scared at all. I love both of these totals tonight. And Zeno, you're with me on one of them. Go.
Yeah, Pistons rather, team total over 120.5. The Pacers defense can only be described as bad, and they're not going to be able to slow down this Pistons offense. And then we'll head to college. Gonzaga, team total under 98.5. They've only scored 98 in 1 game this season. The pace will just end up dying with Gonzaga being up by 30 late, and we don't think they get to 100 tonight, under 98.5 for the Zags.
Couple of items, 3 items we have left to get to. Number 1, a little inside info. Raphael, make me smarter.
The Dallas Cowboys have won each of their last 7 Monday Night Football games played on the West Coast.
Is Vegas the West Coast?
No, it's not a coast.
That's Nevada.
Definitely
West Coast time zone.
Western time zone. Okay, I'll take Western time zone. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, in the chat, Big Cheesy says DG first quarter plays and auto tail. What does DG say back to him? Thanks, cheese dog. What are we doing? But that's not even the worst thing. I don't need a response from you, DG, when I've got number 3 coming up. Oh my God. When this just came across my desk, producer man, if you don't mind. Oh my God. What in the world is this? Because, Mikey, I know producer man didn't make it. So that screams you. Explain yourself.
It's no Fugazi. I'm standing right in line. I'm protecting my guys, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. I had to let him know. He knew I was going to let you guys know.
Protecting your guys looking like the kid from A Christmas Story in a Bears outfit.
Don't you love Christmas movies, Zeno?
I do.
So you should love me. So you should love me. You're
like
welcome, Zeno.
You look like a Bears nightmare.
Oh, my God. I'm just trying to imagine what the missus said the first time you got it from Amazon. You put it on. You walked down and said, what do you think? What do you think the guys will think?
Tell me to go for it.
I think you should dress up in a bunny onesie for Halloween and hold a Red Ryder BB gun.
I just think she said go. She didn't say go for it. She said go. Yeah, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Gentlemen, great show today. Interesting show today. Fascinating show today. The first of 5 shows today. Don't forget, we got the podcast coming up. We got Off the Ropes on Sirius XM at 2 o'clock. We got Coach and Bro at 5 o'clock. And then we come right back here, Monday Night Grind at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Will you get into the Legends Lounge? You got to come and play to find out. In the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, do I love them all. My man Zeno, DG, Mikey P, Raphael, Big Chuck, producer man, I'm the coach. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day right here. It's Coach and Company on Stadium and Valley Sports Live. Have a great day.